I didn't know that Fubar 2000 has Discord integration. That's actually a little bit crazy. Did I set that up, or is that just a thing it innately has? That's crazy. Interesting. Yeah, because they're showing all my business up on here. They're showing I'm listening to the Xenogears music. Like, what if I don't want to do that? All right, bro. I'm staring at myself on Twitch. This is kind of creepy. All right, it's been weeks since we had a One Piece chapter, bro. Like, this is kind of crazy. Like, when was the last time we actually read one of these chapters? So, December 29th. Oh, that's interesting. It feels like it's been way longer, but I damn. We're 2.5 weeks into the new year. Oh my god. So yeah, it's been exactly 3 weeks from tomorrow since we last read a One Piece chapter, which is insane. Time is just flying. Wow. Okay. Life is moving fast, y'all. We're on the come up. All right, let's read this chapter though, and then we'll play some Yakuza. The Yakuza. All right. So I'm just started right now, and then I'll probably just loop one of these songs. That's all right. We'll just rock with this. All right. So we got chapter 100, 1136, the country that awaits the sun. We're gonna get some. I haven't gotten spoiled yet, so we're probably gonna get some Nika stuff. We have the cover, which is a mysterious base in Udon. I need to go back and actually look through all these Yamato side story stuff because this is a very long side story. I don't know what he's gonna pay off or like reveal through this, but this is a very long side story. Somebody dropped something downstairs. I went to Miyakojima over New Year's and chilled out with some karage, shampuru, and some non-alcoholic beer, living it up like it's already summer. Bro said non-alcoholic. We got Luffy. What happened last chapter? Hold on, let me back up. All right, so they were in the library. Okay, Usopp was here. Non-combat. They introduced the new outfits. Okay. Oh yeah, Mountain Beard Jarul, the oldest giant, and he had a sword going through his head. And they're having the feast. So this is that's what I was talking about last time. Is like I wonder if this chapter or this arc is gonna be like one of the post arcs where it's just kind of short and it leads into like a major arc and it starts off um a part of the saga. But we'll see. I'm kind of interested to see how Elbaf pays off because we're kind of already, but we have Loki though, like the Loki and Shank stuff. So like that could fill out a whole arc already. But I'm wondering if this is going to be a smaller arc because we're already hitting the feast. Like some interesting. Okay, even the meat is huge. Pause. Pause. It's so tasty. This moose reminds me of dinosaur meat. He's had dinosaur before. They're quite tricky to catch, as ferocious and delicious they are. No task is too great if it's for one savior. I appreciate Harjin and Stanson. Digaka. Glad you like it. He's doing the giant little giant is kind of an oxymoron, but the younger giant is doing the Nika pose. He's doing the Nika run. It's rare for humans to make it all the way to the Sun Realm. Most confuse the underworld for Elbaf proper and fleet before they find their way up here. Listen up, the mighty Ors was a legendary warrior. A warrior legendary even to you giants. He tower over any of you 3 times over, and guess who finally finished them? That's right, it was me. Oh, way to go, Captain Usopp. He said, "Wow, your skin really is blue." You should see Fishman Island. There's as many skin tones as there are fish in the sea. He black for real. I've always wanted to see a mermaid. No shame in that. There's a sight to behold. Mermaid Cove is more enticing than heaven itself. Whoa. That said, my heart soars just as much when I see you giant ladies. Oh, Sanji-kun, you're silly. It's so cute. Woo! Beauty's everywhere. I'm getting buried in babes. Hey, type shit. For real. And what are you? Who, me? I can answer my own blues. My what the heck am I day? Yeah. I guess it's a big wide world out there. Let's toast to it. I'm surprised so many giants have never gone out to sea. Yeah. I kind of assumed they were all pirates. Yeah. This is the fake sun god? Namita, so I want to apologize to you under this straw hat and this under straw hat. This other straw hat before. He ain't gonna be forgiven too easily. Oh snap, there's no music playing. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Oh, it's just very quiet. Okay. He ain't gonna be forgiven that easily, but beating a proper apology out of him was the least we could do. Gert Tasso's sadistic side really makes my heart flutter. Don't sweat it, it's not like anyone died. Although that's only because Usopp stopped me. If he hadn't, I would have bent your head. Huh? What? Da. Dang, they for real tiny. Roto Gagiaga. Don't tell me you picked a fight without checking their current bounties. You never even stood a chance. Don't hold back next time. Good Tasso. She's so harsh I can't get enough. Come on, everyone here. Come on, everyone born here on Elbaf shares the same dream to become the next sun god and rule the world. Sun god? We up. Are you kidding me? The sun god isn't a ruler. That's right, he's the god of liberation. More like destruction. You're wrong. Everyone knows he was the god of laughter. Okay, so they all have different versions of this person, which is kind of interesting because when I think about that, it's like this is a very fable like thing, like Rashomon, the Kurosawa movie, where everybody has like a different interpretation of the story. This could be one of those situations, but this is a very fable like thing too, to where people have different versions of certain things, different interpretations. Did you know that Elbaf backwards is fable? I love saying that. But that's very interesting that they all have different versions of him. So the sun god isn't a ruler. He's the god of liberation. No, he's the god of destruction. No, he's the god of laughter. So they all have different versions of it. And then Luffy's listening in on this. He said, "It's getting rowdy. What's this about a god? Huh?" He's the sacred Harley texts have been passed down for generations in Elbaf. The legends are written in an archaic language, so there's been countless interpretations. No one can say for sure which translation is accurate, and this is the result. So it's kind of like the Bible. Interesting. According to the Harley text, the world has already been destroyed twice before. Interesting. And the name of sun god Nika is invoked after each instance. Nika. And this is crazy. He's listening to this. And like, I wonder if he's actually he's probably not knowing Luffy, but if he internalizes this and understands where it's coming from, that's interesting. But I like how this is kind of getting into like religious and biblical territory with like the fables and beliefs and stuff like that. They showed Nika. Who can say if he was the world's savior or the great destroyer who brought it down crashing? All we know for sure is he heralds great change. That's why the rulers of the day always tend to fear Nika's return. So it's like Jesus. That's the guy Bonnie mentioned. Yes, the sun god has become a symbol. Someone the hopeless and desperate turn to for salvation. They say Nika is adorned by white clouds and the white hair and white clothes to boot. And they said he has a contagious booming laugh. No wonder everyone's saying I've been looking familiar. That's what I be doing. That's the stuff I be doing. But I'm sure he's got nothing to do with me. Okay. He said, nah, that ain't me, bro. I ain't nobody's savior. I ain't none of that. I'm just Luffy. Don't be so dismissive, Straw Hat. You'd understand if you were born on Elbaf. We all look up to Nika. Not to defend Naruto, but he wasn't lying about us all sharing the dream. And this is kind of interesting too, to where the giants are like, you know, religious, quote unquote, and Luffy's kind of like, you know, just whatever. I'm just who I am, which is a very interesting as someone who was raised religiously. Like some people need that, some people don't. Some people are opposed to it. Some people just don't have an opinion on it. That's what's interesting about religion. I don't want to say good or bad. It just is what it is. Loki was the same. I believe his motive for Harold's murder was his attempt to follow Iniga's footsteps. Nothing can justify what he did, Elder. So Loki wanted to. That's kind of interesting too, because if this is what, like, if what he's saying is true, Loki was driven by religion and religious fervor to do something crazy, which happens a lot too. Loki. So he's a good guy? No way in hell. So they don't like Loki. Of course. Interesting. He's the accursed prince. There was a prophecy before Loki was born that foretold that King Harold would be slain by his son. Ooh. And then shortly after his birth, the royal steed, the horse of fortune, died. So that's something too, is like the religious text, like the Bible foretells that stuff happens, and people feel like they need to fulfill a lot of that stuff or adhere to it because it's the law, quote unquote. It causes people to do some crazy stuff. I like how he's exploring religion through this art, like through Elbaf, especially through this chapter. This is a lot of different angles to go about people's like interpretations of religion and stuff like that. That was the same year that Linlin murdered the legendary hero Jarul, and the tragedies kept coming. A year later, the queen herself passed on. The princeling would go on to use his natural strength to make the realm of the dead his own personal playground. He killed many of those ferocious beasts and tamed the rest. He even released a few into villages. And that was all by the age of 10. That boy was a prodigy. He was an arsonist. Loki's mischief endangered countless lives. He had the authority of a prince and malicious personality. He caused hell whenever the king wasn't looking. And then finally, in that very castle, Loki killed King Harold, the greatest monarch Elbaf ever knew. A splendid wise man who tried to connect with the outside world, to get people to see beyond Elbaf's feared reputation as the land of warriors. So Harold was like, hey, we not just warriors, bro. Like, we be out here building. We be out here doing more than just fighting. Y'all gotta be scared of us. Like, we're cool, but that didn't work. Lord Jarul was stabbed trying to stop Loki. My helmet in the end saved me. It didn't save anything. Loki's reign of terror finally came to an end 6 years ago. He was running amok at sea when a red-haired captured him. Shanks? So 6 years ago, One Piece has been going on for like 2.5. No, there was a 2-year time skip, so it's probably been like 3 or 4 years. So 6 years. The timeline of One Piece, I need to go back and actually look at it because I'm pretty sure it's only been like 3, maybe 4 years at most. So 6 years ago was a minute ago. Shanks really came here? Yeah, in fact, just earlier. He was just here earlier. I'm not sure where he went though. And Zoro's like, huh, that's kind of weird. Like, if he was just here. Village outskirts. I thought you were acting weirdly on edge earlier. That explains it. You realize he's a reviled Kingslayer, right? Everything he obviously just told you was a lie. Huh? This is Zoro? It was a fable? He said he knew where Shanks was. Do you have any idea how badly I want to see him again? Yes, I've heard about it 1,000 times. Sounds like he was using that to trick you. How would you know? You never met Loki yourself. I'm guessing I haven't. I'm just guessing based on his reputation. Huh? I'll tell you everything I know that includes Red Hair's current whereabouts. If that really was a lie, I'm gonna send him flying. I love when he says that. If you're sneaking off to do what I think you are, do you seriously expect me to find your way there without me? That's not me. Shout out Nami. Listen up, Luffy. We'll get the key, but if he pulls anything funny, we'll have to take care of him. They're really all gonna let him go? Okay. Got it, thanks. But why is this guy here? He's my new slave. Huh? I'm truly blessed. Oh, they brought him along? Nami just casually being like, he's my new slave is crazy. That's funny. Hey, she looked good too. She looked good too. Don't forget, I'm her #1 slave and Sanji's #2. Diffufu, strong girls really get my blood pumping. He's been struck by lightning. Literally. Nami Tasso? Isn't it neat how we're both navigators? Don't ever try to get close to me again. Yes, ma'am. That's me. Understandable. It feels wrong for the guest of honor to bail so early. She. Don't worry, I brought some meat. Have you tried this moose? They're all in a drunken stupor now. They probably can't remember what they're celebrating. Say, if all the treasure in the castle suddenly disappeared, wouldn't that be a problem too? My vision is so awful, I'm sure I wouldn't even notice. You had this in mind since the beginning? Huh? Your eyes, they turned into berries. Dogakahaha. So that's what it is. Realm of the Dead. Dogakahaha. If I understand you correctly, then I'm afraid I'll have to step back and refuse your offer. I'm sure it's an honor to be invited to join your noble knights. But that would make you celestial dragons, right? Wait, we're gonna see some more, bro. We're gonna see some more. And then, oh my god. Bro. I saw I accidentally swallowed some spit. Bro, this is gonna be crazy. Because they're on the way over there right now. But Shanks, like, what if they take him and Loki's just gone? Are they gonna try to follow the Shanks doppelganger and then whoever this other person is? Do you really expect anyone on the planet to willingly become scum like that? Do we have any intel? All the informants we sent to Elbaf. Hold on, we got the Shank shirt on today, bro. We got the Shank shirt on today. Do we have any intel? All the informants we sent to Elbaf reported a giant crow heading for them before their transmissions got cut off. Their weakness is beyond belief. I'm done just standing by and listening. This is the definition of impertinence. Are we gonna get the name reveal? She ain't wearing nothing. Where are your pants at? Where are your pants at? Why you ain't got no pants on, bro? Oh, snap. She got... Whose power is this? The one where their hand, like, turns into a band? I forgot who that was. There's somebody in some anime that has that. God's Knight Gunko. This design is, where your pants at, though? That's the thing. Like, the design is cool. I like it, but she ain't got no pants on. So what's going on? I won't let it stand. Don't be hasty, Gunko. And they got a wolf behind him. Well, she gonna slap the shit out of that wolf. Watch. But this design, I like the design. She just ain't got no pants on. Like, what is that? And then her eyes. She has I forgot that was called. When you have two separate eye colors. Hold on. Let's look this up. Heterochromia. Yeah, there we go. But her power, though. Dogaga. Eat him up, wolf. Hey, stay back if you want to keep breathing. And so she throws out her little hand thing. It starts flying. Wraps up. Huh? Around her neck. Then she tied the noose up. So wherever she points is the direction that the thing goes. So she points up, the arrow goes up, and she can do whatever she wants with it. But like, is it still connected to her hand, or is it? It looks like it's separate. So she just like detaches her arm basically, and she can just move it around by pointing. That's fire. Oh, I like that. I like that. Wolf! Loki about to cry. If we were to spare him, would you change your mind then? So that's how you operate, huh? Well, if that was your offer, I'd accept my friend's fate and wish him peace and death. He don't give a fuck. He said, alright, bet. I ain't, he said I do not fuck with no celestial dragons, bro. We are not worried about no celestial dragons. You can kill my dog. I just lost my dog. I just lost my dog. He said I'd accept my friend's fate and wish him peace and death. It's okay to grieve and rage, but a warrior never kicks and screams in the face of death. Huh? Oh, snap. So Loki still holds on to that, the old, like the old guard of warriors, obviously, which is very different from like the new generation of warriors where they're like, ah, them, I'm not gonna say that. That Gen Z, what is it, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta now? I'm Gen Z. That Gen Alpha, Gen Beta shit. He on that old head shit. I'll swallow all my fury and use it as fuel when I reduce this world to rubble. Hey, that was huge though. We see, okay, so we got Loki's resolve. He don't fuck with no celestial dragons and no break next week. We up. We up. No break next week. But we still don't know who this Shanks figure is, because this obviously is not Shanks. This is not no Shanks. And then we got this God's Knight, Gunko. I like her power. I like her design. She need to put some pants on. It's a little bit too cold for that. Even if it weren't too cold for that, you need some pants on. Like, that's... Everything else about design is fire, but you need some pants. Well, Gunko is on. She's fire. Like her design. Like her character. Don't like that she's a celestial dragon. But yeah, this is fire. And then we got some more Nika revelation too. And the fact that they all have kind of different interpretations of what Nika is and like different beliefs. They all believe in Nika, but they all have different beliefs of what he stands for, which is very telling of like religion, specifically with like Christianity and Catholicism and different interpretations of that stuff. That's cool. But it gives people hope and it gives people a way to justify and rationalize why things happen to them, which is religion. But yeah, this chapter was fire. I liked it. And I'm just glad we don't have a break next week because those 3 weeks were kind of crazy. But yeah, we up. Also, why did they take this dude along with him? They just got this giant booking along with this. I don't like this guy, to be honest. He's he kind of a dick rider. I want to see why they brought him, why Oda decided to bring them along, and what he's gonna do for this story, because they could have brought anybody else. But he's here for a reason, so I'll let him cook. But hey, good chapter. But yeah, let's turn the stream off and then turn it back on. We'll play some Yakuza. Nah, that shit was crazy, dude. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna turn the stream off. I don't know if anyone's even in here. But I'm gonna turn it off and then I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Just turn the game on. We'll get back right into Yakuza. We just got to Kamurocho. It'll be fire.